I'm Jock Walk, I'm the Managing Director of Kieran Lynch & Co. We've been VAT specialists in the social care sector for about 15 years, having spent 25 years covering pretty much all aspects of indirect tax on behalf of HMRC, including running national campaigns in risk and intelligence towards the end, before entering a career of setting up my own firm in social care. I'm delighted to say that we're now gold level partners with Care England, and I look forward to bringing more of these benefits to their membership. Our business takes exempt care businesses and makes them VATable. And how we achieve that is by creating a VAT group, which includes both regulated care businesses and a non-regulated service company. And that service company takes on the responsibility for billing councils and CCGs and ICBs for VAT at 20% on care fees on a monthly basis. Those VAT charges are neutral as far as the councils and the ICBs are concerned, as they claim that back on their VAT return. But it creates the opportunity for the care business to then recover VAT on all its running costs on a monthly basis, including CapEx and everything on the P&L. The events of the past 2 or 3 years have brought a significant number of operators into these arrangements. The drivers, including COVID, for obvious reasons, Brexit, national insurance increases, and the renegotiation of energy costs. However, it's ironic in that if you wind back the clock on the history of these arrangements, around about 10 years or so ago, it was the local authorities that brought this out to the sector. They were using these arrangements as a fee negotiating mechanism where they would allow operators to accept care fees at a certain level and in return enable the VAT recovery arrangements as a trade-off on fee negotiation. To put this into context, the size of the benefits that we're typically seeing across our client group at the moment is for the residential model providers, the nursing homes, the residential homes, LD, etc. It runs at about 4% approximately of funded turnover, and that includes operating VAT and CapEx, etc. That gives you some kind of feel for the level of recovery that it could mean for your business. For the home care clients, this is clearly less because the overheads are not the same and runs in the region of 1.75 to 2.25% of funded turnover, i.e. income that's derived from councils, CCGs, etc. One of the most common questions we're asked is what is the impact going to be on the care providing business and their finance teams? This actually, despite what a lot of noise around these arrangements can contain, is quite simple. The care provider has to get the fee charges right. So in other words, at the point where they're agreed with the local authority, they switch from the regulated business being the billing entity, and those service users are then billed by the service company. Provided the care provider gets that bit right, the purchase ledger remains the same. We take care of the VAT charges on a monthly basis and we pursue the payment of those VAT charges. The care provider doesn't have to get concerned about those. Typically, we're also asked about where are the public funders in this process, and we FOI all the local authorities and the CCGs in the UK on a regular basis. Less than 10% are in the red category, more than 50% are in green, and the ones in the amber category in between are the ones that are putting in place their systems and processes in order to support these arrangements or conducting a review on how they can work together with the sector in order to bring the benefits to care providers. So current take-up has moved significantly over the course of the last 10 years and increasingly moving into the green category. Particularly, with CQC engagement and HMRC approval, there are no barriers to these public funders getting involved and enabling these arrangements for the care sector. We're also asked what's HMRC's position. Well, clearly they have to approve this at the outset. That's a fundamental to the whole process. People are concerned, or should I say normally the accountants of the care providers are concerned, that there might be retroaction by HMRC at some point in the future. The crucial consideration there is the principle of legal certainty. In other words, full disclosures made at the outset with HMRC, they approve these arrangements, If they are to unpick the treatment of these taxable supplies for these taxable businesses, which are no different than any other taxable business in the UK, they would have to legislate, and that would involve a transition window of 6 to 12 months involving a future change. And that's all encapsulated under the principle of legal certainty. It precludes retroactive action by HMRC at any point. So in summary of the benefits, we see this as a cash flow advantage for care providers who have previously been denied this level of input tax recovery. There is a retrospective element, which is a full 4-year trading basis, which will give you effectively an additional 4 years of annual benefit in one go. And that includes up to 10 years on the capital goods scheme. So if you have had any major CapEx spends in the past 10 years of 300k or more, then that would come into scope. But there is also the third benefit of valuation and leverage, and we see more and more these VAT arrangements coming into play in mergers and acquisitions. In other words, clients buying up groups, smaller groups that haven't done the VAT, buying them at 4 or 5 times multiple, putting them together, consolidating them, adding the VAT, increasing the valuation, and then selling them at 10 times multiple. That's the third element of this, which is an unseen benefit usually in terms of the increasing of EBITDA for the business to the value of the annual VAT benefit times 10. For those interested in finding out more, we'd welcome an initial meeting with you to see how these arrangements could apply for your business. And we urge that most clients to implement a VAT application as early as possible, given that revenue take 4 to 5 months to approve it. And that gives us a window of opportunity to do all the funder conversations, but also to conduct a feasibility study so we can accurately forecast the annual level of recovery and also the value of the retrospective claim.